to his team, if there's anything that leadership has taught me, it is that you are absolutely, absolutely handicapped without capable hands. If that statement I just made pricks your ego, you still have something you need to do with yourself. Right? It is one thing to be the visionary. It is another thing to have those who can help to drive your vision. I have followed John's team, and my goodness, those guys are amazing. They were here up till like 3 a.m., just giving out so much energy. Can we please appreciate them? All right. Whilst John was teaching, and I need us to please pay attention, I would not do so much of teaching. But I need your attention for the short time that I have. Whilst John was speaking, I got to think a lot and reflect a lot. And I must say sincerely, there was that time in my life where things were absolutely a mess. Completely, absolutely a mess. Parents were not proud. Parents were asking my parents to ask me to stay aside from their children and their female children alone. But that was the narrative. And for a long time, I have always heard the word growth. But I never really understood it until I reflected some years back on that thing that you were taught in basic science. It's called Mr. Niger DAC, which critically is the characteristics or the things that every human being is designed to do. I don't want to begin to mention the M, R, N in case so that you won't catch me somewhere, but I know that you all are aware that there is one critical aspect of those characteristics of living things. And one of them that we are discussing today is what? Growth. Can you say it better? Growth. Can you say it better? Growth. Every human being is pursuing a result only growth can give. You cannot fake growth. You can either be growing or you are growing. Or not growing in this case. You cannot fake it. Everybody is desiring to be with someone who has obtained a measure of growth, some sort, some way or the other. Mr. Niger D or DAC. Growth. Science defines growth as, amongst other things, it defines it as increase. But for the context of increase in size, increase in height, increase in length, may the Lord give you understanding, but for this sake of this conference, we define increase. Those of you are laughing, I don't know why you're laughing, I said what I said in the past. We define growth in this context as a degree, a measure of what? Increase. Increase in what? Increase in impact, increase in influence, and increase in income. I'll take it again. We define growth in this context as the increase in what? Impact. The increase in what? Influence, and the increase in income. A human being is not growing if 1, 2, or 3 of these areas are not growing. This is the system by which you must measure your growth as an individual. To what degree have you grown in impact? To what degree have you grown in influence and in income? I promise you with my whole heart, can we appreciate Gospel? Thank you so much for being around. Thank you so much. Such an amazing man. Speaking on that, he organized the conference called the Innovate Conference. And John spoke to me and asked me, I'm saying this openly, I don't care. John asked me and said I should use the microphone. The microphone that he used is an innovative way of doing speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to be where I am. I love this traditional thing. Yeah, I like it. I'm okay with what I'm doing. It was not enough that he forced me to use suit, which I don't like to use. And he said, I'm looking good in it. Yeah. So, growth. It matters and must matter to you as an individual. That you understand that we're not coming from the place of motivation and theory-based teachings. No, far be it from me. I value your time, John's resources and his time too much to come and teach you theoretical things. Because I understand what it feels like to be in that spot in your life where there is absolutely nothing working. Where your eyes are. If you have been in the place of rejection, and see, you must be sincere to tell yourself the truth, that it really isn't their fault. It clearly is your fault. Yes, I have forgiven them, apart from the teacher who said one thing like that, but I've forgiven all of them for the things. But I understand now, by reason of growth, that if I knew better, then I could have done better. Regardless of these things that I had faced, I understood one thing, and I want you to understand, that regardless of your experience, regardless of your insufficiencies, that seed of growth that is within you still is alive. Because when we begin to address yourself, or you begin to address yourself now by what you see of yourself in the now, you may make the mistake that there is not much to you. Excuse me, there is much to you. There is much that meets the eye. Regardless of your financial situation now, you are still growing. Regardless of your experiences of bad luck or disadvantages, you are still growing. The objective of this meeting today is to ensure that you walk out of that door with a refueled hope that there is more to me. If I ask you just alone to begin to value yourself, to what degree will you do that? Nothing. It doesn't work like that. But you must understand that there is still a chance of hope you can give to yourself. If you quit on giving yourself some chance on this growth journey, there's nothing anybody can say standing from this place here that will help you. I need you to look at yourself and say to yourself again and mean it, that regardless of my experiences in the now, I will become a better person tomorrow because of growth. Say it to yourself, internalize it. Regardless of what my parents have said or not said, regardless of what friends have said or not said, there is something I will do with me that makes me the most desired commodity. The Don will tell you that people don't just buy things, they buy you. When I noticed that thing, I gave myself the premium value and packaging that I needed to do so. Otherwise, your leadership thing is a mess. You cannot say, I'm going to be teaching you something that I believe you should grow in. As much as we've talked about growth financially, growth in career, growth in everything, if you do not grow in this thing I want to tell you about today, I'm telling you that you may obtain success. The body of knowledge required to obtaining success is very, very, you can finish it. It is available, right? You can exhaust it. But the systems and protocols required for sustainability, which my generation scantily talks about, if you don't get this thing I want to show you now, you will not have a sustained degree of influence. Are you ready for me now? Good. My topic today is leadership, you first, and then others. But forgive me, John thinks I will speak about this too, but I will speak about just that one, right? Don't tell John I said that. But you guys will be talking about the you first. I will be talking about the you first because that is what I want to discuss today. Okay, so, okay. It's good to be back. I missed you. Did you miss me? Why did only the ladies answer? I missed you. Did you miss me? Let's practice some bit of icebreaker, right? What is the most important thing to you that you brought to this masterclass, and why is it the most important thing to you? I just need one person and I'll give you a gift. What did you bring with you? I'm hearing a phone. Well, see, this is why, I don't like school system, but this is why they said we should always listen to instruction. I say, lift up your hand, I'll give you a gift. I know that many people have said, when we mentioned that, many people have said a lot of things, and I just want somebody, I saw you say something. You're the lady on black with the rise at 19, something. Yeah, please, can you please say, what did you bring that's most important to you? Why? I have done and asked this question at 10 programs and workshops I've done since I traveled to Rwanda, and this is the first time someone has answered it. So you get a copy of my book from Favor Titles, right? Now, each time, on the average, you would hear people begin to say things like, my phone, my boyfriend or girlfriend that is just next to me or something. You hear them say certain reasons that are on the external. The thing, see, my emphasis is to pull your attention to yourself. There are majority of things that people think are responsible for a robust growth and a long-lasting. If we're talking about just success, I wouldn't bother much. But because I have seen the place for mastering this person, this you, this commodity, I have decided I will give my attention towards building this. So, if your mindset naturally thinks other things are much more important than you are, it tells me why you act the way you do. It tells me why you can be a leader, for instance, and very timid. It tells me why you can have an idea to pitch, and because of certain reasons, you refuse. Why? Because you have not seen yourself as the most important tool for transaction in this world. There is nothing that I have that gives me so much joy like being just me. Absolutely nothing. I love me. I love the way I walk. I love my looks. I love my courage. It is important. You are the most important thing. That's what I want to discuss with you now, right? My topic, leadership growth, you first, then others. Don't you dare laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Calm down. Calm down. Paul was dark and broke. Well, after. Now, see, why I showed you this, and I had the courage to put this up here, is because I want to tell you something. Let me tell you something. This top picture here was taken, I feel so embarrassed, was taken 2014, 2015. This is the season of my life where there were several rejections. Okay, don't include the ladies part. I don't think I had rejection on the ladies part, but rejections, right? This is where I had a lot of rejections, had teachers say nasty stuff, had plenty negative experiences, but this was taken 2022, Favor, right? 2022, Build Conference, right? This was taken 2021, November. This was taken 2021, April. Between the number of years of this guy and this person, because this was the first, between the number of years between this time and this time, you will count averagely around 5 to 6 years, right? Right, 6 years, thereabout. Don't look at me like that. It's very well I like math. So, it is important now that you understand that regardless of this, my inadequacies, the seed of greatness was still inside me. Regardless of what my teachers had said and not said, right, the seed of greatness was inside me. Regardless of what disappointment my parents may have had at the time, the seed of greatness was still inside me. The only thing that has mattered for the increase in impact and success and influence and, to explain influence more, let's use this context. At this conference, we had about 43 people at this conference, Ibom Hall. At this conference, in the same year, we had about 420 people thereabouts. In this conference, we had about averagely around 700 to 820 people. So there has been what? Increase. At this time, I had just myself. The only thing that has been consistent all through this thing has been what? Growth. The only thing that has been consistent throughout this process has been what? Growth. Nothing has changed aside the fact that I am consistently growing and becoming a better person. So there is nothing that is much more important on your growth for leadership success, personal success, or than yourself. If you lose sight of you, this precious commodity, there's not much you can do. There is absolutely not much you can do. Everything you do on the external is built on a solid foundation that must be you. If that foundation is not you, everything will crumble. And this is the case I want to present to you, and hopefully at the end of the session you would understand it. Right? Now, life's result for every single person. Okay, there are people that are a couple here, but what I mean is single. So life result for everyone is a function of principles of growth you have either obeyed or disobeyed. So I believe and align with John when he said that you are the one to be blamed for whatever result that you have now. Swallow that pill and swallow it quick. The reason why anything has, I think I've had issues in my leadership journey since I think about 2019 since I started my leadership journey. I think I've sat down to analyze the mistakes I've made, the challenges I've had, and 80% of that challenge has been linked to myself before others. Something I should have learned, I didn't learn. Something I should have avoided, I didn't avoid. Somebody I should have forgiven since I didn't forgive. I've forgiven the person anyways. So your life's result now is a function of the principles that you have obeyed and the principles you have not obeyed. What I want to happen in your mind right now is to begin to edit those areas you complain about. What principles did you ignore? Rather than cast blame. You see, I used to be putting blames on people. But when Pastor Ezekiel Atang shaped my mind and decided to work on this guy, I knew that it is me that is to be blamed on the matter. So let's move. There's a statistics I think should worry you. If you're not disturbed about it, did I say worry? Oh, sorry. It should disturb you. If this doesn't make you cringe, I still love you. 80% of leaders or individuals live unoptimized lives. What that means scripturally is that there are about 80% of people in the world generally who have not discovered themselves and have not done anything on the external to bettering their space. They classify under the 80% of leaders or individuals who live unoptimized life. No vision, no movement, absolutely nothing pushing you. Everything goes, everybody goes. I don't care, I don't like them, that's not the kind of thing I'm talking about this. So 15% of leaders live partially optimized life. What that means is once in a while there's a spark of value. Today you are doing good, tomorrow you're not doing good. Today your head is right, tomorrow your head is not right. Today you are a contributor towards people's success, tomorrow you are the one tearing people down. There is a spark of value. Relevant now, absolutely ignored tomorrow. Spark of value. The thing that makes anybody a master of his craft is that you are able to determine or reproduce and replicate your results. I'll say it again. The thing that makes you a master at anything is that you are able to reproduce and replicate your results. If that is not in your experience, you need to listen to me twice as much. Now, 5% of leaders live fully optimized life. What this means is that these guys have found their purpose. These guys understand what they're doing in life. These guys are always going to be conscious of themselves and doing certain things about themselves. And it's giving them a large return of investment. And I think last time I checked the studies, last 2 months or so, we were doing some studies in school. I discovered that the world's wealth is controlled by 5% of people. That's what I saw. So I stand to be corrected, but that's what I saw. So that means that if you are not here yet, if you have not started your journey towards here yet, you need to really take this class serious, right? The next thing, I want you to don't say what your number is. Don't say what your number is. Just I want you to think it. Think it. Can you say it now? That you are truly fully optimized. Are you living life at the best you're supposed to live? Are you doing the most you're supposed to do at the given time that you have? Think it. I'm borrowing you 30 seconds of my time because it is important. Think it. What in that category do you find yourself? Where? 10 seconds. I need to do this because when I proceed and you have not picked a number where you are, you may not pay attention to what I'm saying next. So I need you to take time. Think it through. Can you help me on this project? Oh, absolutely no. I don't. That's where you are in the unoptimized or partially optimized. I have an issue. Can you help me solve it? And you ended up destroying it. Let's say that you are at the 15% because for them to have come to you, they must have seen a little spark of value. All right, that's okay. I want to say certain things and share them with you as regards to the human, as regards to you and your personal growth. Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with me? An individual's growth is like a building. This is not quotable quote, right? An individual's growth is like a building. The depth and quality of their foundation determines the height of their growth. My uncle is an architect, and so he builds stuff, and he says that if you're going to build something of this nature, solid work, not guesswork, solid work is done on the foundation. It is the foundation that determines to a large extent the height of a building. If the knowledge of yourself is not a solid foundation, if there is no stability in managing and leading you as an individual or as a leader, your building won't even last. It won't even reach the second floor. I want success. I want success. Let me teach you the painful way to get success. It's by mastering yourself. Many people will not agree, and I don't mind. I allow you to struggle again for like 6 years, then you now come to the realization. Done. I taught a lady 2021, something around a particular part of this course. And because I started teaching her with things that help her to find herself, she said to me, this is not really necessary, this is not really necessary. That was 2021, July 16th. She said, oh, it's not really necessary, and she left the course halfway. She reached out to me in January this year, begging for the same course I taught her. Because she had been given some positions in whatever place she's doing, but has never had sustained growth, sustained reputation, sustained impact. Why? Because she wanted to build a successful and sharp life, ignoring the basics. You are the first most important basis and foundation for your growth. Nothing lasts whose growth format did not follow a process. That's why John spoke about the growth plan, growth structure, and growth system. You just feel like by doing an event, doing one thing, you are blown. No, calm down. There is a challenge that comes after hosting an event. Let me shock you. Do you know how many years John has been planning this thing? We reconnected again in 2021. That's when we reconnected again. And you will be amazed. He has been planning, growing. He can show you the sequence. So he has done his first event now, and over almost 1,000 people are here. What do you think brought it? You think it's publicity? No. It's something that is tied to a man's self. He mastered and grew. Nobody answers the failure if he calls. Nobody. If you are clapping, clap. Nobody. See, you can call and design and do all the conferences you want to host. If people edit your... don't pray that people edit your life. If people edit your life and spread it in a book, oh my God. They do it before you see, when we say people, when you do an event, people turn out. It's not design, it's not flyer. Who is the person who is doing this thing? I want to get to a point in my life where it is me that sells anything. That's what the done is. I'm telling you, literally, if you want him to promote anything, that he posts it is it is a self he has mastered, and it is louder than anything. Oh my God. Everybody's trying. You don't become by doing, you become by being. Okay. When growth is accurately followed, you will not need to fake it to become it. You will grow till you become it. All these guys that are saying, they did not follow me. Now John has increased bride price. We don't care. But all these guys that are saying they will not marry somebody because the person is too tall or is not fine. Damn those things. Damn it. I am the one that is most important. When I'm teaching you in the next something, you'll see. I'm not disturbed. Whatever I don't have now, I will have tomorrow. Because growth is the only guarantee. Hey. You don't stress me. What stress what? For what? I'm not stressed by anything. I'm not disturbed, nothing. You can't stay now and go. We'll meet tomorrow on the other side of time. And when you come that time, I will be chilling. Hey. The people that said no to me 2019, some people that see me now. John Obidi put up an event. In 2 weeks, they were saying that they have closed it. He didn't do publicity that we used to do. He just said he's doing this event. 2 weeks, seats were sealed. Why? Somebody has known something and has mastered this thing. It is the commodity you are purchasing, not the book externally. Society experiences growth or decadence at the same degree at which individuals submit to the development of themselves. This growth masterclass, John has shared with me, and I can deduce it from what they said. This masterclass is not just to sell the brand John Gospel. This masterclass is not to promote anything, as it were, like that. It is to ensure that the decadence that society is facing now reduces because of this masterclass as a result. If we are teaching over 1,000 youths in one weekend how to grow and master themselves, do you know that crime rate will reduce? Yeah. Do you know that people will become much more intentional in life? Is there an intentional person that stands to fight and you can get mad at because of change? I want to tell me that this conference already have somebody. Society's image becomes better the moment individuals are becoming better. The true end of self that has been developed is that self wants to contribute to society's movement. Your perception about yourself and growth is how your environment will see you and reward you. How do you see yourself? Okay, I'm on live record, so I will just say it. We are studying a particular thing in Rwanda, the class one time, and we discovered that out of 54 countries or leaders that we have in Africa, only about 14 of them have obtained a well-established you. And it tells you why their countries are evolving and constantly growing. I didn't mention anybody's country that's not working on. I didn't mention it. I just told you that there are 14. Did I mention anybody's that is on this and none of this? You can't hold me. Let's go to the next thing. So I want to teach you now how to build yourself. And most of you have seen self-awareness. You're already saying, oh, I know it. You know it. But are you it? Wisdom does the leak. It's just a surplus. So, self-awareness. The first thing about building, for 5 years, Pastor Zikatan refused that I do anything on the external as to doing programs, or anytime he found me in the midst of my colleagues and I was sharing them too much, he always sanctioned me and punished me for it. He said, you will spend time and build yourself. I spent 5 years building me. So it's not a surprise that in May 3rd this year made us 4 years in what we are doing. We are sharing birthdays with Abai, right? We are sharing birthdays with him. It's no coincidence that after 4 years we've had over 250 speaking engagements at site interviews. We've had over 12 awards, received one this morning, anyways. Then that we've had over 15 collaborations and over about 15 conferences that we have put together. Tell me how that seems like something that you obtained by chance. It's not by chance. It's by you. You as an individual. There is a thing you do with yourself. See, self-awareness. What it means is the knowledge of your source. The knowledge of your source. The source of the fish is water. True or true? True or true? True or true? The source of plants or vegetation, for instance, is the ground. True or true? The source of man is what? Is God. This is why I'm saying this. Wait, calm down. My generation always argues this. You see, when I taught this one time in December last year to some people, the environment that I was in Rwanda is a kind of environment where there are people who have diverse faiths. There are people who are defined as it, them. I didn't say anything. So they argue that the source of man is not God. I leave their arguments to them, and I will break that argument later when we proceed. But your source tells you your abilities. Your source tells you what you can do or should not do. The environment by which you should be found, resident in. If somebody tells you, for instance, that you don't have the ability to pull such a thing that John did, for instance, You do not judge that statement by yourself. You judge it by where? Your source. If my source is all-knowing, I can't be a fool. I can't be a fool. If my source is strong, full of capacity, it means for my assignment on the earth, I am strong and full of capacity. It is your source that decides what you do. It decides your abilities. Oh, I don't do this. Oh, I this. It is your source. Your source. There are many people who, why have you not done this stuff? You had this idea that would have given you a lot of money. Why haven't you done this stuff? Why haven't you done this thing? I don't know how to do it. I cannot do it. I cannot. It's a statement of somebody who has not identified their source. When we started doing conferences in 2021, the first event that we did, 2021, April or so, when I put up that flyer, I have never been attacked like I was that time. Plenty of people saying, you are a failure at this. Why are you trying this one? How dare you do this? Your mates are doing medical school. Now, me, I'm the one that's consulting for my mates at medical school. No, let me not go back to them. So, the moment that you identify, so all of these things that I went through, I took these text messages to pastor and just told him, please, sir, this thing I'm doing, see the fire back that I'm receiving, see this, it is inconveniencing, it is this. And he said to me, who sent you? Ah, my goodness. The one who sends you is able to back you. Aye. This is why I don't play with my source. I'm not perfect as it were, but I don't play with my source. I recognize greatly the impact that having God as your source does for you. Do I have 10 minutes more? Is it me that I give 10 minutes more? Is it me that I give 10 minutes more? Is that time correct? Is that give me feedback, go. How do you influence others without knowing yourself? There are many young people who are pursuing visibility. You are not even visible to yourself. You are asking the world to look at you. True visibility comes by you being visible to yourself. You can't see yourself. How do you expect others to see you? Someone should tell that time, I'm scared. I don't know what is happening. The next is I'm running. The next is this thing real? Is it real? What have I been saying for the past? Self-identity. Now, self-identity is not the same thing as, my goodness, your specific belief systems. Your specific belief systems, your value system, that's what self-identity is. Self-identity is what you, it's your belief systems, what you are addressed by. What is tagged to your name. When you're not present in the room, what are they saying? That's your self-identity. And it's a summation of your belief systems, your value systems. Somebody wants to build a strong identity, self-identity, and the next thing you are playing with things like values. No, you are addressed by how they see you do things, not how you talk. People will always address you by what you stand for. It was John C. Maxwell who said that leaders must learn to fold up their sleeves. Your values should be clear. You build a self-identity. What do you want to be known for? What do you want to be defined as? True and effective branding is when your message correlates with you as a person. Otherwise, that thing you are doing as a logo is wasted. You would always be putting up things, but people are not cashing in. Why? They don't trust you. Leadership is punctured, flawed without trust. What are your values? What values do you stand for? And there are many people who want to build identity. And I always say this, the best way to build a strong identity as a person is to determine the vision that you want to live by. If you know that in 10 years, this is the kind of people you want to serve your gifting. In the next 10 years, this is what you want to be doing. In the next 5 years, what you want to be doing. That goal educates you on what to do and what not to do. It tells you these are the kind of value systems I will need to live by to succeed in this thing. And so they say, because of how saucy you are, they say she's a lady who cannot forgive. Vex her and you are done. She's fast to click the block button. And that's your identity, whether you like it or not. So you must be intentional. My pastor told me one time, he said you must decide. It is possible to dictate what people think when your name is mentioned. I was to be at the meeting one time. Danakwan, good to have you. I was to be at the meeting one time and I told a friend of mine, go to that meeting for me. Just ask my name and let me know what feedback comes. And the next thing he came and he said, Baba, that was 2019. You need to change your... I said, what's the problem? He said, you are too strong. You do this, you do that. And I said, that thing. See, try your best. Ask someone to be there for you when you're not there. Let them mention your name. Whatever they say in that place has a large fact and role to play around what you're going to be perceived as. Right? Self-identity. Next is self-uniqueness and mastery. This speaks largely to your value proposition as a person. What do you bring to the table? I am what I bring to the table. Stop nonsense. Find out what is your value proposition. What is the thing that gives you an edge in your leadership journey? What's the thing that sets you apart from people? Are you aware that it was John Simmons, Dr. Mike Murdoch, who said that when it comes to comfort, our similarities play a larger role. But when it comes to reward, our difference is what determines it. There is nobody that will pay you high for what another person can do, just like you can do. And you must take out time to find out what your uniqueness is. Your uniqueness is found in your passion. What are you passionate about as a person? What is your passion? What is your fuel, your motivation? What are your strengths, your weaknesses? Can you just pick out from your paper right now? Just write down 2 things that you have as a strength and 1 thing that you have as a weakness. Just write it down. Write it down. 2 things that you have as a strength. Many people have already started writing their weaknesses. You are seeing your weaknesses too much. See your strength. See your abilities. See your potential. See your strength, your abilities. Oh my God. It is important. If they are attainable teaching leadership, I will come up here and teach what I teach the way I do it with my uniqueness. You need your uniqueness when the chips are down. I lean on it. I sat before an interview panel in January this year for a particular role. And I knew that I knew some 2 people who had applied. And I knew that those 2 people who had applied for this thing, those guys are good. So what did I do? I found, knowing my strength, I tilted in the direction of my strength and my uniqueness to win that interview. Otherwise, it would have been a loss for me. Find out what is the thing that people celebrate you for the most. What's the thing that you have dated 5 boys and they have been congratulating one thing? They've been celebrating one thing. Somebody now comes as a 6 idiot and begins to say to you that you don't matter. You don't do on the same thing that 5 people have said you are good at. That person truly is an idiot. He doesn't see well. When you are aware of your strengths, the thing that makes you unique, the thing that makes you stand out, you are fine. Challenge with leadership now is that too many people, young people, who are fighting themselves, because they have not found their uniqueness. Find it difficult to celebrate others. You've not found your uniqueness. Find it difficult to be there for people. You've not found your uniqueness. You don't know what you are here for. You don't even know what strength, what you can do or not do. Ah, my goodness. Self-worth. It is the summation of all 3 points I've mentioned. The challenge in leadership space now is that we have too many leaders, too many emerging leaders who don't have a strong, solid self-worth. Many years back, I will walk and my head is down. But today I walk up and my head is up. High. What she complained the other time doesn't concern me. I'm growing, I'm becoming better. I'm a better person. My head is high. My self-worth not disturbed. There is nothing that I do right now and will ever do that gives me satisfaction as in it touches my core than just being, no. There are things that I know about myself. I'm okay with them. If you just shift people's bodies, you don't just stable, shift, change body, you take the other person's body and all of that. I will still pick with my body. I like me. My self-worth is not tampered with. Want to know if your self-worth is good? Stay amongst Nigerians who can yab. Let them pick a particular weakness that you have and x-ray it. And I've worked on that. I lived in Nigeria, in Rwanda. I lived with Nigerians, and they are good yabbas. My goodness, I had to learn it as a survival skill. Your self-worth should not be disturbed, should not be aroused, but nothing. Stay you. Stay normal. Stay good. Self-mastery. The issue with self-mastery, I've seen many leaders who are self-aware, who have a strong self-identity, but cannot manage their emotions. Somebody just walks on your legs more. And because you think that your self-worth is above only and not below, you begin to shout at somebody, how dare you this? You know I'm a leader of this. Are you okay? Keke man is arguing with you about 100 naira. You are arguing with Keke man over 100 naira. A leader, Basi. Why? Maka, why? Leave it, run. For your identity's sake, master your emotions. Master, control. The next is self-allocation. I won't talk about I can't believe this time. Honestly, I can't believe this time. Self-allocation. Everybody has an environment that they have. God allocates you to some environment. God allocates you to an environment. Your environment, see, once you have identified where your spot is on the earth, this thing with jealousy does not find itself with you. There can be 10 of my peers doing what I'm doing right now. I will always stand and celebrate them. It doesn't take anything out of me. I know me. I know my strength. I know where to lean on. So when you identify what your environment is, and these are the environment, for instance, church, art, entertainment, family, governance, business, that most of you here, no business, you have no business with business. You have no business. It's not your thing, but if they mention governance, you are shouting, you are talking. The governor is doing, maybe our governor is doing good, or this is not doing good. Then there are people that are stand and take. See him there, see his area. Gospel, this is your area here. See John, what's your area again? John, this is John's area. John is church. John is the, John, we'll find the area. Education. Once you identify what space you are called, you can't do all these areas. It's not possible. And what are you doing? When you identify what your area is, you can now tell why you are running. You don't even know where you're supposed to go to. How will you now find speed? Speed makes sense when distance is, when the end is known, when there is a goal at the end. My key areas are this: 1, 2, and 3. If you are to add 4, this one. So everything that I do, I will be doing throughout my stay in Nigeria for the short time I will be staying, is around these areas. Challenge me about other things. Don't challenge me around these areas, especially leadership part. Don't try it. Don't try it. I sorry it. Right? The next thing is now, so what is environment and why? Oh, goodness. John, can they give me 5 minutes? Can they? Please. Jesus. What is your environment? I'll skip a lot of things. If you want the thing, buy my book. So, oh my God. Now, these are the externals. And I think if I do this, I think I'll just stop. There's no way I can touch the other parts. It's not possible. Let me just do this out. After you have found your strength, you are aware of what capacity and the depth of your destiny, your passion. Once you have found out, people are saying that Dangote does not have passion for salt. You are not feeling fine to say that kind of statement. Dangote's call is business and finance. Anything he has to do, so as long as it gives him profit, is passion. What are you telling me? I was at a panel one time and somebody was arguing. People are talking about passion. We have less passion. We're talking about obsession now. Be arguing passion. The man is passionate about business, about profits. That's the language of anybody who's into business. Profit. That's his area. So after you've done all of those things, there are things I consider the most important, which are your externals. There's other things these are things that have that give you stability and help you to make sense in your life, right? The first is spiritual growth. What I mean by that is you must have a deep connection with your source. My generation believes or does not believe that it is that the place of God is necessary. As long as you know the rhetorics, you can speak well. As I'm speaking to you right now, there are 3 people who are praying for me that until I will need to go down and text them that I'm done before they stop praying. Because it is not rhetoric that is required alone for changing people's lives. We are in the business of transformation. It can't happen with clear eye. He said, I will give you a word that people cannot gainsay. They will accept it. Why? Because there is a spiritual backing. When you are still arguing if the spiritual is real, let me tell you something. I was about to travel in August to Rwanda. The only challenge I had, I was thinking, will I still be relevant? I'm going to a place where I'm not known. I'm going to a place where, what will I do? Will I start from the beginning? All those plenty issues. How will I do? I'm not even used to virtual space. I prayed about it on the 22nd. On the 23rd, God told me, pick all your pictures and your brand's logo and pray on it for a couple of days. I did that. I arrived Rwanda. For the past, between September and January, I have had the highest degree of invitations than I did in Nigeria between 2023 January to 2023 August. I literally this year, Favor had to ensure that there were spaces with speaking engagement because it was coming in and coming and coming. And you tell me that God does not exist. When you are in a room where everybody has what you have, what becomes your system of advantage? What becomes your... God is my advantage. I'm not saying this to say that I'm perfect. No. But I know that I can't do it without him. I know. I can, since I began this thing I'm doing for how many years now, I have never, will never ask to somebody, please invite me to speak. Never. 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 The one who taught me told me, when you design your table, sit there and place your value. They will come to you and will come to you at your own terms. But when you are going around begging for platforms like that, you will only do it at their terms. And I like you when things are on my terms. To tell you, please invite me for what? No, don't invite me. I'll stay and do my thing. The moment you touch a life, there will always be more lives needing you. Impact. The spiritual is strong. It is necessary. You think that it's just flyers that we do? Do you know that you can put up a flyer, for instance, and the next day you are sick? The next day they are saying obituary. Because someone just sat down somewhere and said, this guy will not succeed. And you are the first in family to be doing this kind of thing. Stop that play. Oh. The next is mental growth. See, mental growth, not only, there are two types of this thing. There are two types. The first is the thing that you know. It is what you know that makes you to be at edge, right? It's what you know that keeps you constantly in demand. It's what you know that places an introduction for you, right? But what I want to focus on now is the state of your mind. You are a good leader, but you manipulate people. I don't even know how that even rhymes anyway, but whatever it is. The leaders are good with leadership principles and systems, but their heart is very wicked. There are ladies that will not marry because somebody told them that don't marry from Uyo men. You are good at what you are doing academically, but your belief system, your mental construct, is defining who you are. There are doors that are open for me because I believe in collaboration. Someone just asked one time, that's how I even got introduction to the UN. I was literally going to the UN one time, to the UN place in Kigali, just to be speaking back to back, and their pay is good. For 45 minutes. One time I went, the gym did not hold, they still paid me. Jesus. Jesus. Why? They think that it opens the door for you. After they have seen that you are good with this skill, what they want to know is what kind of belief system does he have? When God told me I would stand before kings and would teach the ways of kings, one of the things that would have been foolish of me to have done would have been to move on zeal alone. No, I want to understand, how do you move in an environment of people who have crisscrossed belief systems, and yet you still stand neutral and present your own facts and leave it there with them? Most of you just enter a room and listen. I know that you people don't believe in what I'm saying, and you end up and people want to stone you. Why? Some of the stories that happen in the Bible, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary. This is how you would have presented your case before Archipus, like Paul did. And he said, you are almost convincing me now. You need to work on that. You need to find a way around it. What is your belief system? You are good when it comes to work, but you cannot forgive. You deem it a big thing to forgive. Because you are sinless. You cannot forgive. You don't believe it's good to forgive people. Why? Many leaders, your programs that you are organizing is a comeback. You say, I cannot do it, I'll do it, and you design flyer. Fix your mind. Excellence is possible, it's the mindset. Discipline is possible, it's the mindset. It is what your mind thinks that affects and decides how you move. The next thing is, don't look at me, I'm not talking about physical growth. I said I'll gym last year, I didn't gym one. So I'm not the one that talked to you about this one. Who is the person I'm talking about this one? Gospel will talk about it. Now, this is the most important thing I want to talk about, and I'll drop the mic after you. Right? Relationships. Listen to me, this is my belief system. That no matter what God has promised you, there will always be a human factor responsible for bringing it to your life, to your real time. This thing of I am an island. I don't need nobody. Nobody cares. I will give you back to back. And I'm wondering, does this person know anything called destiny? God does not design us to live life dependent or independent of people. He expects that we live life interdependent. It means I bring you a measure of my value and I take a measure of your value in return. This is the rule for long-lasting relationships. You can't just say, I don't need anybody, nobody matters. Are you all right? John, please come. 2019, I traveled to Benin. My friend and I, Big Faith Emmanuel, is currently in Zaria. We went to the conference, megacon conference that is designed by Mama UDAH'S Church of God Mission. And we met, one of the things we wanted to do there was to sow seed because we knew that we would be launching out soon. We went down to sow seed. A particular woman said to me, this thing that has happened to this men of God where they have brought them and come here to come and prepare this conference. She said, I see you do it. And she says, I breathe it clearly for you. Her words exactly. January or so, John called and said, oh, we are doing a conference or this, so I need to be around. Tell me, that prophecy has been hanging for how many years? It hasn't seen the light of day until somebody came to my rescue to ensure that the prophecy came to pass. Then you are telling me that human beings do not matter for your growth and destiny. You are joking. Think again. There are many people who would have seen growth in their life. See, this is thank you. Of all the things I have taught here, the only thing responsible for giving you everything here, double fold, even the things you have lost, is relationship. You can make money by knowing somebody who is going to make it someday and buying a tire for them. As long as they are driving that car, they will always remember, the person bought tire for me, take this. If you were to ask me what my extra stream of income is, it is by having relationship and mastering to grow them. God told me, travel to Rwanda for studies. Very difficult thing, no money, no resources, anything. But then, I stayed and I asked relationships. Okay, the next thing someone just called. Oh, Paul, you have been a blessing to me. I want to give you $1,000. I said, 1,000 was Guinea. Okay, yes, thank you. Everything from fees for me to move was provided for by relationships, not my single strength. Don't tell me that you don't require relationships for mastering yourself and growing. No. You have relationships, yet you lack honor. Honor is the ability to appreciate, to recognize, and to reward people for their contributions, their unique contributions in your life. Don't just say me and tell me thanks. What's your thanks? It's not thanks. Don't tell me thanks for everything. What everything? Tell somebody, thank you for this. I was in this moment in my life and your words came and they blessed me. That's how people who have honor. You have somebody you are dating for instance, and you cannot appreciate them for their unique contribution in your life. That's whiny. Oh, thanks, babe. Thank you. There's nothing there. Thank you very much.